Hello everyone and welcome to our Innovatology episode, and this one is the special one, and I guess that you know why, because it's the end of 2024, so we wanted to do a wrap up of the whole year. And not only because I have invited a special guest from the DigiFemme, so I'm here today with Anička and Alice, and we will be speaking about what was the year 2024 about from the point of the technology. So my first question is about the innovation. So what was the main innovative or technology-wise related tool that you could see in 2024 that you were like, yes, this tool was like the best one in 2024?
Okay, for me, it was definitely like new Canva update, especially with the AI, because it was like a game changer. Especially I work in digital marketing now as like a social media editor at like media group. So for me, it was like game changing.
I guess, integrations with AI in many of my favorite tools. My boards have really great updates for the mind mapping. So sometimes you just need to start and then have a suggestion and you have, boom, the whole mind map done by AI, and you don't need to spend so much time thinking about it because it's already there.
And I would say that both of these tools already said something about the girls, but let's now get more into the introduction of each of them. So but we already heard about the media group and also about the facilitation of the processes. So this was a bit going around to see first like what is the main innovation. But can you tell me more about yourself? So what you are doing, who you are, and what is related to the technology today in 2024. So like why we are having you here.
Okay, so my name is Anna Anderlova and I'm co-founder of DigiFemme with Alisa, and then I'm working for one media group. It's called Mafra in Czech, and I'm working as a social media editor. It means that I'm basically editing the social media for like showbiz and medium. And then on the other hand, I'm doing like interviews and moderate as well. So this is my background, and I'm doing like a social media editing for smaller companies.
My main point of income is for advising companies on their digital journey. So I'm digital consultant, also a product owner of software, one of my clients, and with DigiFemme, we educate women how to embrace technology and be more confident in the digital world.
And I'm your big fan because this is really needed, not only in the Czech Republic, but around the world. Especially women are usually falling behind in the technology, not only in the innovation. Being founders are more masculine. Usually there are men who are funding the software companies, etc. But also regarding the mindset, we need more of support. So I'm your big fan of DigiFemme and what you are doing in the Czech Republic. So thank you so much. You are inspiring me. And I have a question regarding the impact. So when it comes to the different fields, like we have, for example, health tech, AI, we have also marketing, media. What is, where do you see that the technology had the biggest impact in 2024? So what would you say that where technology was the most helpful, in which field and why?
For me, I would say in marketing, obviously, it's way much easier because you my daily work doesn't like last. For example, some smaller task, it could took me before the AI tools, I don't know, 1 hour to make some posts, and now it can take like 50 minutes in a like more posts, not like one. But I saw, actually, I think yesterday I saw on Instagram one video where was like a girl and she was like showing when she's like trying to make a pose by herself, like from her head and not with the help of AI. And she compared the time, and if she decided to do it by herself, it took her like 7 minutes for one like post for Instagram, and with the AI it was only like 1 minute in general. It was like really fast.
I mean, 7 minutes is already quite fast because it
It
usually
was, like, probably
it usually takes me like 2 hours.
really handy like copywriter, but still it was like way much more longer.
I'm doing maybe something wrong, but
Maybe it could like to normal people it can take like a 30 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, like third of the time are safely saved. Lately, I have been to several events and startups here in Czech Republic and spoken with a lot of people. And I see that the healthcare industry really embrace the technology and are moving really fast ahead. So it was surprising, but a good surprise. See a lot of doctors starting using softwares to streamline their services and spend less time with operational work and enjoy more time with their patients, or like taking care of the patients, not the processes after. So I see a huge improvement here.
I really love this reply because we were recently in a Web Summit in Portugal, and we were actually asking investors where they want to invest and what they are looking for, what is their budget. And surprisingly, a lot of them were actually looking for investing in the health tech, that they see a lot of longevity being the trend for the upcoming years, because there is a big boom around it nowadays with Brian Johnson and with other biohacking folks. Like it's a really a lot of it's a big trend, and a lot of investors are now looking to invest in the startups in the tech industry, but it's not that much widespread, I would say, in Europe yet. I hear and see a lot, for example, in the US, that people are really speaking about it openly. They are really sharing the tips about longevity, how to, for example, use the technology for the health. And it's usually coming to Europe through the social media or through different conferences, but it's really like isolated here. So why do you think maybe it's so that like when we take also from the foreign perspective, that usually the innovations are coming to us like from different countries? So like what is your feeling here, like in Czechia? Like do you feel that we are driving innovation in some fields, or like is it coming from other countries, or what is the current atmosphere here?
I still think like the Czech Republic is quite well on the road, let's say, for the digitalization. At least maybe because I'm in a like startup culture right now. I'm in the co-working space with a lot of technical companies, so maybe have an influence. But I see a lot of startups which are like breaking the barriers and going not only from Czech but worldwide or in the Europe based. So I think we are like in the good direction, but still, of course, now when we have so much information, it's also easier to gain more insights from the outside world. So, but yes, I don't know, maybe the finances and investors here are more, let's say they have like different mindsets, so they are not so much open to healthcare yet. But I also see a lot of like improvements.
And taking into consideration that in Czech Republic we speak Czech, it's our tongue, that we speak our native language Czech usually. Is there like some barriers, or do you see some barriers in terms of the language? Because usually softwares are like in English. So then when for example, when you are working with women in DigiFemme, do you see barrier in language? And what are also other barriers that usually women are having from the practical sense in the Czech Republic?
I would say that there's some kind of barrier with the language because, as you said, with the softwares or especially with AI, it's all learned on English and not on like Czech. So, but in Prague or in like bigger cities with English, it's kind of good. But with the small towns and villages, there's like a bit more barrier. Yeah. So maybe it's because of the language, maybe because of the mindset of the people here in our country. Sometimes we need to take more time just to know the things. Yeah.
For sure,
Just
I
to
see
discover.
it. I also see it as the barrier. Also, when we have volunteered for the Czech Digital.
Just a background note, we have a volunteer together with Alice in the Czech Digital. So like we were trying to digitize Czechia through the not-profit organizations. So Alice was there as a technical expert. I was there as a mentor for the certain organization. For me, it was only one organization. Alice then ended up with more organizations, but it was EU-funded project where we were helping digitizing not-profit organizations. And just for context of what the project is about.
Yeah, and one of the struggles or the main points, they have choose softwares in the end was the language, because in the nonprofit you have people on a certain age and not of them and from the smaller cities, and they don't have so like speaking English, sorry, language lessons. So this was in the end, they have choose the software which they can use, right? And even with the more girls we are working or talking to, or small businesses here in Czechia, if they don't have a global ambitions, they most of the time need the software which is their language. And there are not so many of them on the Czech side. So one of them for the project management, for example, is Freelo. It's Czech-based, so it have also Czech support is very important. So if you have some problem, you can contact them and they will reply in your native language. And for the other softwares here, we recommend for Czech users Artebidu, because it can be English, but it's Czech based. So if you have problem, you can contact them. They will reply instantly and they will help you to understand, like when you have the break, like through the technology plus new language, is like double barrier.
I would add that like Czech people are really conservative, so they just like things what they know and don't want to like, for example, explore something new. They are just like, okay, I will do it like this way because I know this way is the best way, and I'm not like I don't want to like learn new stuff. I'm enough with this one.
No change management.
Yeah, no change management. It's like really about the mindset. That they are really like conservative.
I want to use this situation that I have two experts in the digital and like focusing on women here, because actually when we were looking in innovatology statistics throughout the 2024, and we had really a lot of follows, a lot of views. So our videos got more than 15,000 views throughout the whole year. So thank you so much all. But it was also really interesting that only 3% of these views were women. And it was really a shocking result for us. We also, I have published about it a comment on LinkedIn. So I was like shocked that only 3% of women are interested in innovatology, because we are producing videos on weekly basis, even like 2 videos per week. And it's moderated by women. So I actually thought that if we will be doing this kind of channel about technology and digital, and it will be then translated into a woman language by woman, it will attract more women. But when we did our statistics last week, actually, it ended up that there are 3% of this only women. And I'm asking myself if maybe YouTube has some bias, because our YouTube channel is narrowed to technology. And what would happen if, for example, next year we would be experimenting with YouTube and we would put beauty? So I want to a bit mess up with algorithm of a YouTube and see what will happen. Maybe we will also end up among your advertisement of red purse and your makeup things. But I'm really a bit skeptical about this, how the technology is actually pushing us the content based on the gender bias. So do you have maybe some perspective on this from your point of view? Have you ever think about something like this, for example, with your community or throughout the year with some other women that you have met in IT, in tech?
This is quite like good topic to talk about, and I think that we need to make like a technology sexy. And how to do it, that's really the secret.
I mean, what more sexy one than three women talking about technology?
It's not about like sitting here in swimsuits, right? So,
maybe next year.
but show the women.
If you will have 10,000 likes, the next episode will be in bikinis.
But you promised wellness today. I actually have. And Martin also has the swimming suit.
Yes.
It's our multimedia editor is sitting next to us. So.
No, but then it will be again more like for men, right? So now we have nice dresses, and we can talk about technology in the beauty.
And the beauty,
sphere.
obviously.
Yes.
So it's pretty harsh, like how to do like technology like sexy or like show to women that it's like it's good for you as well, or you will like it. It's not that like complicated or like scary how we like all think, but the way how we need to like show them, it's like a different, because it's like more how you said like masculine world still. It's for like men, not for like women. So we need to communicate in like a different way. Maybe show them from like their point of view or from the topics what they are like close to women. As you mentioned, the beauty. Maybe through the beauty, show them the technology, or through the fashion, or through other million other stuffs.
Giving them like 5 examples of the things they are familiar with. We have been talking, for example, about agile methodology. Is comparing then when you have a family, you have a project. And you can also use agile with your family. You know, when you have stand-ups, it's your family breakfast together. You have 5 minutes before all of your folks are going like school, work, etc. So we have a quick roundup for 5 minutes. When you have the retrospective, it's like your dinner and the granny place. You're sitting all together. You reflect of how's been the whole month or like the life lately. So maybe different perspectives, something they can relate to, and like cognitive thinking, you know, you have to have similar something that you know and compare it to something you know first, at least, before you can then dive deeper and understand like more technical terms, etc. But first you need to understand what those guys or girls are talking about in the first place in the language they can understand.
That's really interesting, because when you were speaking about it, I had in mind, for example, not only like speaking in the language that not a lot of people understand, because for example, in business, if you say agile and we use sprint and it's Scrum, and all of the people in business are like, can you just speak human? I mean, I don't understand you. So like in this sense, I had in mind something like to give people benefits of why they should use this method. That, for example, do you feel cold at home with your partner? Do you feel like that you're rather roommates than actually partners, or like loving together? Do you rather coexist? So then try to use one of the agile methods, which is used in the professional environment, and you can actually feel more connected, because this is used widely with your team. I mean, at work, we are usually spending 8 hours per day. it's more sometimes than we spend at home. And if you don't, of course, have some good benefits of having being self-employed or having your business or working from home, etc. But it's really interesting that people really make barriers between professional and personal, even though like the methodologies that we use for the relationships with our colleagues can be also really nicely used at home with our partners, etc. And it's more about like speaking these benefits rather than like in fancy words of Scrum sprints. But like if I would tell you that there is a method that can actually make from your coexisting partnership with your partner something like a loving, warm relationship, would you actually try it? And it's like super easy. You can learn it at home, and then you can even rather apply it from the personal to the professional than vice versa. So it's always like how you speak with people and how you can then tell them the benefits why they should use it. So this is thank you so much both for mentioning this. I also have a question here about what is one tool that you have used throughout 2024 that you don't want to use anymore, that you were like, yeah, this one is not this one is not the one, like that you were like, yeah, maybe even like you paid for it, or that you were like, yeah, this you would not recommend it to anyone. What it would be?
For me, it's harder because I'm already quite experienced with tools, so I know what's working for me, what's not, and I also can learn on the mistakes other people did. So I have to use their experience.
Tell me your secrets.
Sure, but so I don't have like particular tool. But yesterday I was really disappointed by Canva and their planning tool for social media. I wanted to try their like planning when you want to also spend some time on marketing and plan your different kinds of reels on the social media and things like that. And Canva itself have only planning tools for one post at a time. So if you even have like the series, when you like scroll the carousel it cannot be planned. So I was disappointed on that. Really, yeah. Like I'm using the planning in the Instagram itself right now, and like, okay, let's try a new thing. Somebody talked about it. I now like have like 2 hours. Let's explore it. And there was like, no, we do not support this for now. And like, really?
Oh no.
Canva, really? I love you, but and you are done, like you have built for social media and you still don't have like a good planner.
Yeah.
I would rather stay in Canva than going something extra.
I actually have similar experience as you this year because I'm using also Canva, and I was like really frustrated with Canva actually today morning when I was in taxi, because I am like working on a new banner on my LinkedIn and I was using Canva for it, and I just needed like a black line, and this black line couldn't go like smaller, so I needed to crop it. But when you crop it and you export it, you double it, this black line actually like a bit move. So then it's not perfect on the banner when you double it. And I was like, how is that possible that you allow be Canva? And like, I have like beautiful banner that I spent like 3 hours to build it for my LinkedIn profile. And then when I double it, it's just like all messed up. And it was because I used like I used 4 lines instead of like a rectangle. And so then I used the rectangle and it was nice. But still, I was like, this is just like, if I want to use 4 lines, it should be just possible to use 4 lines and I can build the shape that I need to. So it was also my similar experience, and also same with planning that I used this year Buffer. That one of my friend recommended to me that I should use Buffer for the scheduling of the content. And I went for the whole year. I was like, oh my God, this is like a revolutionary tool for our team, and we will be able to plan for the whole year all of the content and stuff like this. And it was like super expensive. It was like around 600 euros for the whole year, and only for the planning. But like at that time, like they sold it to me so well. And I take it as a lesson learned from this, because it's really just a simple scheduling tool which you can find in any other software. Like you can find it in HubSpot, you can find it in also LinkedIn have some, and like the planners are usually everywhere. So I'm like, why Canva doesn't have it? This is a really good point. But then you also have like other planners which like you can just reuse some of the integrations of the softwares that you are using. So this is for me also really not go to 2024, and maybe you would have also some other marketing content tools that
I was trying to think about really like one tool which I was really mad about, but I can't even like remember the names because I tried like many, especially for some creative or some like photo editing or video editing for like apps. I remember the time when we trying to make the song with the Barbie and IT. Yeah. And I could not find like AI tool which could be like able to, that I can like write there like my own text and like do it on like original Barbie song, but without the like voice. Yeah. So I could not find that one. So I was like pretty sad. So I managed it like in another way, but maybe the Trello for like planning. It's like a simple Kanban tool, but I was just like it's like really simple, and I prefer, for example, the Asana. It's like way much with way much functions. Yeah. Yeah, like
yeah. What is for you like something that you have acquired in 2024, and what you would like to maybe do in next year? Like for example, some recognition that next year this will be my digital habit that I want to keep up with, and something that you would like to trash it, like that you would be like.
Not sure what I want to trash. But what I want to do, maybe more planning. Yeah, it's because I'm more like a messy person, so I'm more like spontaneous than like a planning type. So probably maybe plan more with Asana. Some tasks like easy what to do. Otherwise, I'm like mostly through the days working like really spontaneously, or I need to remember everything in my head and I never put it down. Yeah, that's me.
For me, like my goal for 2025 is to use more of a make tool and make my life easier with that, with the automation, and get rid of some operational work. And even I want to try out more posting with this, because we can connect then Asana, Make, and posting on social networks. So when I have one post, I can just like draft and my idea, and then with connection with ChatGPT, tell them like, okay, write this for Instagram, and for LinkedIn, prepare the text for me so I don't have to do it manually or like type in every time manually. So maybe do this in more structured way for 2025. So be a leading example and use it more.
That we have a similar. We also want to automatize most of our tasks and just to focus on what matters the most, because the manual work is just nonsense, especially in the age of ChatGPT and AI. So this I totally support. And my last question will be about 2025. So what do you think that is the next big thing for 2025? How 2025 will look like, what people should watch out, and like what do you think that will be the most like a wow thing?
I think the age of AI bots. I think this will be the next big thing. It's now starting to be more and more popular, but it's still not a habit of us, and it's on the second stage also of the development. So, and I have been on some events and read some articles that maybe they will replace the software as a service tools. So they will replace those softwares will be replaced by bots more and more, because they can automate easier and faster way and cheaper than when you have the buffer for $600.
Yes.
So I think this will be the big thing for next year.
So it means that you will no longer need as many softwares as you are, for example, using for your processes, and you will just have an AI bot doing for you and managing all of this stuff. So it will be much more centralized with the AI, and no longer have these big bills of different softwares. And
Yep, exactly. And it will be also personalized for you. Very important, is my opinion.
And how do you think that the people should prepare for this? Like, if I am a person who is not yet even on the board of the AI, because I'm a bit skeptical about it, it's a new thing, I like my Excel sheet, and I'm not really that much innovative because I just don't like change at work. So, like, how people can prepare for this, like, AI bots and AI in general to just be up to date in next year?
Tough question. I guess, as we talked before, it all starts in the head. So you have to change your mindset, otherwise you will be left behind by the people who you using the technology for their work, for their everyday basis creativity. They will be much more ahead, and there will be more work done, and
so invest in your future.
yes, exactly. Make your life easier.
Yes.
This is the simple. Make your life easier.
Simple as that. Yeah. And what about you, for you, 2025?
Okay, I need to agree with Ali with the AI bots, especially in sales, especially with the cold calls. Yeah, it's starting like this year with the cold calls. I know some companies use it like for some leads, right? And sometimes you can't even recognize it as like AI with the voice. It's okay, like after 2 or 5 minutes, you will know that it's like an AI bot, but still, it will go the way in sales really fast.
That's a really good point, especially maybe it might be the way to go for starting entrepreneurs, like because starting entrepreneurs just cannot afford call center, or I cannot, I don't know what about you, but it might be the way to go with that. You can then do the cold calls through the AI, also cold messaging. Also yesterday I had a conversation with one lady, and she said like that there is possibility to integrate ChatGPT API into, for example, your questionnaires. So like when you are collecting the leads for your enterprise, you can at the end integrate ChatGPT API, which will actually take all of the responses from the person and then send the customized email to the person based on all of the collected responses. So the person actually gets then personalized email with all of the results and recommendations, step-by-step sheet, etc. So this will be a really big difference between the companies and the people that don't use the AI next year and who use the AI next year, because then you just get the prompt, the response from the AI directly into your mailbox, which can be super handy based on your problem. And then you can just apply it into your everyday life. You can integrate it into your company, etc. So thank you so much, girls, for sharing all of your inputs about 2024. I think that it was definitely right for all of us, for DigiFemme, because DigiFemme was born this year, if I'm not mistaken. So it's also one of the biggest innovation that happened. And I'm so glad that you are doing what you are doing. And we will do in Innovatology better for the next year to help women to digitize their future, because based on our statistics, it was not the point, and this is probably also the reason why girls are today here, because we want to really digitize all men and women, regardless of their age, race, and all of other aspects. So this is our how do you call it? This is our in the New Year resolution. This is our New Year resolution to not leave anybody behind in the digital age. So thank you so much for watching our episode, special one of 2024. So wrap up and also what you can get into the future of 2025. We get into the tools that you should be using and what you probably should not try next year and how you should be preparing for the next mindset of the digital. And I'm Marie, I'm CEO and founder of Innovatology, and I will be excited to see you next time. And don't hesitate to hit the follow and also the notification button of the bell so that you receive our next episode, which will be about our vlogs and the tech reviews of the new year. So thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank you.
having
Thank
us.
you. Yeah.